Star Wars fans, we're already 4 episodes into the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, meaning there's only 2 episodes remaining, so we have to ask ourselves some pretty hard-hitting questions. One of those being, with the lack of cameos in this show, will we get Liam Neeson reprising his role as Qui-Gon Jinn, as a Force ghost, showing up to Obi-Wan at some point in these last 2 episodes? Now, the answer to this question is not as easy as it seems, and you might not like the answer to this question, so let's break it down for you right now. What's up, guys? Micah Guy Loves Star Wars here. Only 2 more episodes of the Obi-Wan Kenobi show remain, so time's kinda running out, and we have a lack of Qui-Gon Jinn. So a lot of prequel fans love the character of Qui-Gon Jinn. He was portrayed by Liam Neeson back in The Phantom Menace back in 1999, and obviously dies to Darth Maul in that movie. But at the end of Revenge of the Sith, Yoda's like, hey Obi-Wan, I've talked to your old master. He's found a way to exist after death, pretty much. He has become the first Force ghost. So it's implied that Qui-Gon teaches Yoda and Obi-Wan how to become a Force ghost, and that's why Obi-Wan becomes a Force ghost when he gets struck down by Darth Vader in A New Hope. But at the end of Revenge of the Sith, you're led to believe that Obi-Wan goes to Tatooine and completes his training. That's what Yoda tells him to do. He says, I'll send you to Tatooine with the boy, and you'll complete your training with your master and learn to become a Force ghost. But fast forward to today, when we've gotten the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, which takes place 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, we know that for those 10 years, Obi-Wan has done nothing. He's literally done nothing. He has disconnected himself from the Force, he's stopped training with his lightsaber, and we see that when he gets absolutely smacked by Darth Vader in Episode 3. So there's only 9 or 10 more years until A New Hope, where he does know how to become a Force ghost. He's a lot stronger with the Force, and he somewhat knows how to wield that lightsaber. So in Episode 4, we did see him wield that lightsaber a lot better than he did in Episode 3, and he's starting to use the Force a little more like he did to stop the glass from shattering. So maybe he's starting his training back up again. But is his master going to come in this show at least, and teach him how to become a Force ghost? So the rumors before Episode 3 was that we were going to get 2 battles, like we are. We got a battle in Episode 3, and we're going to get a battle in Episode 6, a rematch of the century, which hopefully is going to be a lot more entertaining than the first one in Episode 3. But the rumors were that there would be one rematch in Episode 3, and then he would get trained again by Qui-Gon in how to beat Vader, and then he'd beat Vader in Episode 6. But a lot of people thought that that would happen in Episode 4. Well, Obi-Wan got burnt in Episode 3, and he got destroyed by Vader, so you'd think that in Episode 4, Qui-Gon would call out to him and help him out. And I know we have a whole nother episode until Episode 6 where the rematch of the century is supposed to happen, but the show has a lack of cameos. Where they could have had a lot of cameos, they pulled back and didn't have them. Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh, Star Wars and Marvel have just become cameo fest, and only people want to watch is cameos. You look at Mandalorian Season 2, where you see Ahsoka Tano, Bo-Katan, Luke Skywalker, and although that made that season absolutely awesome, people kind of don't really like all just the cameos for cameo's sake. So in my prediction video for Episode 4, I had him going to Jabeem and finding Cal Kestis, finding Quinlan Vos, and when that didn't happen, I was let down completely. I hyped myself up way too much to see Cal Kestis, to see Quinlan Vos, and none of that happened. So I kinda didn't like the episode more just because of that, and then as the week went on, I was like, this episode is a lot better than I thought. Obviously, you have the flaws with Obi-Wan literally walking around with Leia under a giant trench coat, stupidest thing ever, but the episode had some great scenes. Obi-Wan fighting off all the stormtroopers and stuff in the Inquisitor's base was awesome. You can't tell me it wasn't. It was sick. But Obi-Wan did go to Jabeem, and there was no Cal Kestis. There was no Quinlan Vos. We didn't get any cameos, and we still have had none in this show so far. So with the lack of cameos, and Obi-Wan's already called out to Qui-Gon over 3 times in this show, do we actually think that he's going to show up? Now, I know interviews don't mean anything, actors can lie, and they do lie because they want to keep stuff a secret, but a few months ago, Liam Neeson was asked if he would ever return to the role in Star Wars, and he said sure, but only in a film, not in a TV show. Definitely not in a TV show, so this is a TV show. And again, I know actors lie in these interviews, but could he be telling the truth? Is he actually not in this show? Could Obi-Wan just be calling out to Qui-Gon and he's not answering and he has to do it himself? Because Obi-Wan's already called out to him so many times in this show. So if he's not answering now, why would he answer in Episode 5? Completely honest, I really hope that Qui-Gon shows up in Episode 5, gives Obi-Wan some words of wisdom, teaches him how to become a Force ghost, all this fun stuff. but I don't think it's going to happen. This show has let me down week after week, and although I've put my expectations way higher than they probably should have been, expecting Cal Kestis, expecting Quinlan Voss, expecting the rematch of the century to be as cool as it was, expecting the Grand Inquisitor to come back, expecting the Grand Inquisitor to look even better than he did in the trailers, all these high expectations that fans and myself had coming into each episode of this show were let down. So going into episode 5, I just don't think I can get my expectations high again and think that Qui-Gon's even going to show up. But you got to tell me what you think in the comments below, because maybe I'm wrong. Should I get my expectations hyped again this week and then just get let down? I don't think I'm going to do that, but you tell me in the comments below if you are going to do that. Did you think Cal Kestis was showing up last week and then get completely let down when he didn't? Did you think the Grand Inquisitor was going to look better episode 1 and he didn't? Did you think that he would be back by now? He was stabbed in episode 2. Do you think he'd be back by now and now he's not and you're let down? Or the rematch of the century in episode 3, you were let down? Tell me in the comments below. Were you just let down by this show so far? Because there's only 2 episodes left, and if Qui-Gon's not coming, I'm gonna be let down. Smash like if you like this video, hit subscribe, and hit that bell. I know this was a pretty devastatingly low video, and I hate to crap on this show because there's so many good spots. Like I said, all the lightsaber stuff with Obi-Wan in episode 4, him using the Force to hold up the glass, all that fun stuff. But there are the letdowns, the crazy stuff, like the giant trench coat over Obi-Wan and Leia. There's some stupid stuff in the show, but there's also some great stuff in the show. It's honestly like the Book of Boba Fett all over again. The first 3 episodes were ridiculously slow, and then you had 2 of the greatest episodes with just the Mandalorian, no Boba Fett, and then you had Luke training Grogu. I just can't wrap my head around Star Wars right now. I don't know what's going on, but I really do expect these last 2 episodes to be awesome. I just don't know if Qui-Gon Jinn is going to show up. I don't know, but you have to tell me in the comments below. But if you want to talk about Kenobi and the new episodes and the old episodes and just Star Wars in general, there is a link in the description below to a Discord called The People Who Love Star Wars, and there's just so many people in there who just talk Star Wars all the time, and it's a lot of fun, so go check it out in the description below. And may the Force be with you, always.